in life to become a role model for all of the little kids that they have their dreams in boxing. I want to become world champion, and show all the kids, anything is possible if you follow your dreams, you stay dedicated. I'm gonna go with Chocolatito Roman Gonzalez.
So
That's the fight I've been wanting, for a long time, and he's at 115 now. That's my weight class, so I would love a fight against him or with Gael Estrada.
Joshua, first of all, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for having us. How is everything?
Yes, sir. Everything's going good. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure always. Let me share this with you. One of your teammates the other day told me, hey, nothing is changed for me because it's like a training camp. Uh, I'm alone. I'm in the training camp. So it's like lifestyle of boxers, right?
Yeah, that's true. Like you said, it's like a camp life. You're in the house all the time.
Yeah,
You had nothing else to do but to work out, to train. So you're always gonna. It's like a camp. It's like a camp life. Like you said.
definitely. So you are one of the guys who had the opportunity to fight in 2020. That's great because maybe some boxers they're gonna fight even one fight in this year, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because you,
So
uh,
hopefully I get another fight in 2020.
I heard that there are some good news at the end of the tunnel. There is some light. So, what is your opinion about this option to fight without people? It's crazy, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done it before. Fighting without people. So it'll be different, but at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do. To keep on going.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Your last fight it was in January 2020. Knockout Jose Alejandro Burgos. What are your memories about this fight? Because it was great event in your land.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Exciting environment with all my family, all my friends. Fighting in front of my hometown at the Alamo Dome. It was exciting, and the fight itself with Burgos. He was a tough warrior. He came to fight. He has that Mexican blood, so they don't back down from anybody, and we both put on a great performance for the fans.
Definitely, little by little, you are going up in the rankings, of course, all over the world. If we take a look on the World Boxing Association, you are number 11. If we go to the Federation, number 7, and World Boxing Organization, you have number 10. I mean, with another fight, you are really close to the world title shot, right?
Yes, sir. Of course, I've been working my way up the rankings. So pretty soon, I'm gonna be up there. Either with the top contender or with the world champion.
Let me take a look of the 118 pounds division because I believe that that's the one for you, right? You feel really good in 118, or you're thinking about the 122, or you're staying in one.
No, right now I'm gonna stay at 115. I'm gonna fight at
You're
115.
going down there 115. That's great because
Yeah,
sometimes you fight in 117, 18. That's my, but it's great because you're really young.
yeah,
So the idea is go 115, right? So in Mexico we say
yes, sir.
super fly.
Yes, sir. Well, my last fight was at 115 when I fought in San Antonio.
How do you feel in this weight class?
So now I felt really strong. I made the weight easy at 115, and I feel like I have the advantage over the fighters at 115.
In this weight division, you have names like Gallo Estrada, of course, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. If you need to choose a name for a title shot, which one do you choose?
I'm gonna go with Chocolatito Roman Gonzalez.
So
That's the fight I've been wanting, for a long time, and he's at 115 now. That's my weight class, so I would love a fight against him or with Gael Estrada.
Let's talk about the last fight of Chocolatito. I was there, by the way. It was in Texas too. And what is your opinion about this legend from Nicaragua? Because he's not too old. He's only 32 years, and he was great against Khalid Jafai. Jafai have a great record, have a punch. I mean, it was a very tough fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight from Chocolatito. He had too much. He had too much for Yafai. Yafai couldn't handle the pressure. He couldn't handle the combinations. I think he got overwhelmed with everything, and Chocolatito just took over, and he just broke him down little by little.
They talking about to rematch against Gallo Estrada. If you, as an analyst, have the opportunity to make some comments before the fight, what is your thoughts? Because I believe the first one, it was really close, and now they're going to fight again. But Gallo is, for me, one of the best Mexicans too now.
Yeah, that's a great fight. If they have a rematch, I feel like it's going to be an all-out war. They have two great champions going against each other, Gael Estrada, Chocolatito. The first fight was a very good fight, so I think this one will be even better.
And if you need to choose one, you can do it, or you prefer to stay like.
I prefer not to say, but I know in my head who I think will win.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about something, Joshua, el maestro Franco, because I don't know if you realize that these three fights with Oscar Negrete, made history. I mean, 2018, a draw. 2019, you win. I mean, drop, sorry, in 2019, you win finally 30 rounds against Oscar Negrete. What are your memories about these 30 rounds, right?
My memories, they were all just tough fights, from the first belt to the last belt. From the first belt from the last belt, you have to fight with Negrete. He's not going to back down. He puts a lot of pressure, so you have no choice but to fight against him. So, my memories from those fights are they were all tough, tough battles.
Great battles. By the way, you saw the last fight, of course, of Negrete against Melian. Negrete was in great shape. I believe it's one of the best fights from Negrete against Melian, the Argentinian.
Yeah, I saw that fight with Negrete, and I was rooting for him, and I'm happy that he got the victory. He looked really good in his fight.
After the third fight, it looks like you're not gonna fight against Negrete anymore. It's true, or you are thinking about a fourth time against the Colombian fight?
Right now, since I'm gonna stay at 115, I'm gonna just stay at 115. But later on, maybe in the late future, if he wants to have a rematch, we could talk about it.
And maybe it could be for a world title. It's great.
Yeah, that's true. I think he's gonna be a world champion at 118. And once I move up and he's still world champion, why not? I'm gonna want to get a belt at 118 as well. So if he has a belt at that time, we'll have to make it happen.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Could you share with us, I mean, with the people of No Puedes Jugar Boxeo, too, some story with Negrete, something funny or something crazy? You know what I mean? Share with us a story with Negrete, because you have something to share, definitely.
I think maybe like a funny story after our last fight in Texas. After we got off the ring, he came up to me behind me and he gave me a big hug. I guess from out of respect. And ever since then I've had nothing but respect for him. Ever since he gave me that hug, I felt like that respect that mutual respect between both of us, because we both know that we're tough fighters, and we both knew that we have the heart, and that we're not gonna back down at all. So we have that respect for each other.
Great. What is your opinion now? We're going for another topic. What is your opinion now of the Mexican boxing? Because you have a Mexican blood in your veins. And what is your opinion about the great fighters that we have now?
It's the Mexicans. They're getting more known in the boxing world. Well, they've always been known, but we're getting more champions, more world champions. And it's going. I think it's exciting. For the Mexican fans, for the Mexican fighters. We have Canelo, we have Gallo Estrada at 115, and we have just other fighters. But it's going good. For the Mexicans right now.
Let me ask you this, because the other day I was putting on the table a crazy stuff for some people, but for me it's not crazy. Of course, Andy Ruiz Jr., which is the first Mexican ever to conquer the heavyweight division. So he's gonna be with Eddie Reynoso, a very good camp. And I was thinking about, what if Andy Ruiz go for the cruiserweight and again make history? Because I don't know if you know this, Mexico have all the belts in all weight classes, but we don't have any in cruiserweight. What is your opinion about this crazy idea of mine?
I mean that's a good idea. Since there's not a champion at cruiserweight, he could be the first one to become world champion at cruiserweight. So that would be really big on his part. That would be exciting for him. So that's a good idea.
Because I was having a conversation with Alejandra Tigre Jimenez. Alejandra, she conquered heavyweight, and then he go down to the 168. So it's crazy. So, but I mean, you can do it if you're an athlete.
Yeah, of course. You have the ability to drop the weight, and like you said, Alejandra Jimenez, she looked really strong at the lower weight. So that was a good idea from her.
Definitely. If you need to choose a Mexican fighter, the best ever, which one you choose?
Finito Lopez.
Why is that?
Because he was just the perfect boxer. He had the skills, he had the intelligence, he had overall a great fighter, and that's a fighter that I've always watched since I was coming up in the amateurs. So of course I'm gonna go with Finito Lopez.
And if you need to choose someone from USA?
USA. USA. I would have to go with Andre Ward. I feel like he's a great fighter. He's not fighting anymore, but he was a great fighter in his time.
And he's one of the smartest guy that I ever met, because he mentioned at some point, hey, I conquer everything. And now I'm gonna keep my health.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true. Yep.
Two more questions, my friend. What is? I mean, you like soccer?
No, I don't watch soccer.
What are your sports? What do you watch on TV?
Mostly basketball, and I don't watch too many sports. Just basketball and boxing, pretty much.
You have a team in basketball?
The Spurs, San Antonio Spurs.
It was great. That dynasty. I remember that they always mention the San Antonio Spurs was really old guys, and every year was the same. And this guy, it looked like instead of go like with more years, they look younger, right?
Yeah, that was a great team when they had Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Manny Parker. I mean, Tony Parker, Manny Ginobili. They had all the great players. And I feel like there's not going to be a team like that in a while for the Spurs.
I totally agree. And San Antonio is one of the greatest cities that I ever visit. When I used to live in Mexico, I visit San Antonio a lot because of the malls. You know this story, right? A lot of people from Mexico go to San Antonio to buy stuff.
Yeah, I've heard about that before.
Yeah. And music. What is your favorite music, my man?
I like different kind of music, but I like more hip hop.
Hip hop. You
Yeah.
you like to sing, you like to dance, or you're
uh
a singer?
no, I'm not a singer. I used to like to dance when I was a little kid, but
Yeah,
now I just like to enjoy the music and listen to the words, the music.
racing. You prefer if you need to choose movies, or you go for this series, like long series in TV?
Um movies, like action movies or documentaries, something interesting. If it's not interesting, I'll stop watching it. I'll lose interest.
And finally, my man, not only your social media, but what is the role of social media now in the world of boxing?
The role is just, to promote yourself, get your name out there. A lot of fighters, a lot of boxers, they got their name out there, from posting sparring videos, or hitting the double M bag, hitting the heavy bag, or hitting the mitts. So social media right now is it's really big, and you could blow up from it.
Okay, let me give you a recommendation, because you used to fight sometimes on 118, and sooner or later you're gonna be again in 118. Don't miss the fight of Carlos Zárate. Maybe you know this guy, one of my heroes in Mexico, Carlos El Caña Zárate. He was 118 and one of the greatest. And of course, Rubén El Púas Olivares, because in Mexico we have a great history in the gallos, in bantam weight. So
Yeah.
don't miss it, because let me share this with you, and I love to have a conversation with younger people. When you go to the record of Carlos Caña Zárate, he won 66 fights, but he have 63 knockouts. Could you imagine?
That's a lot of knockouts and a lot of fights. I mean, he only had 3 decisions, so that's crazy. He had real power.
Real power. So,
Yeah.
okay. Finally, what are your dreams in not only in boxing, but in life?
Just to in life, to become a role model for all the little kids that they have their dreams in boxing. I want to become world champion. And show the all the kids. Anything is possible if you follow your dreams. You stay dedicated. And you work towards your goals. And so of course I want to become world champion, and become a legend, and become a good role model to all the kids.
Well, thank you, Joshua, for your time, and it's always a pleasure. I always mention that some fighters have something different, and you are a really polite. You're a gentleman always. So, thanks again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time.
Blessings, man. Good to see you.
You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Si te gustó nuestro contenido, suscríbete a nuestro canal de YouTube. Y si no te gustó, también. No puedes jugar boxeo.